Thanks everyone for joining the Dolphin webinar. During the webinar we do have a user called Dolphin Chat, so direct all your questions to the Dolphin Chat user. Either we'll answer those questions throughout the webinar or we'll wait until the end of the webinar and we'll answer those during the question and answer time. So I'll continue on the call at Dolphin. We've got myself, Brad Owens, and my colleague Simon Baker, and our other colleague will be Andrew Davis. So during this webinar, what we wanted to do was, first of all, cover a few of our existing. So the agenda for today's webinar will be covering off new functionality, also current functionality, and then existing future functionality. So through the new functionality, we have our Dolphin web publishing module that we'll just cover off again, our new serve-based payment page. The current functionality is the linking of the multi-profiles to bookings, content management using video, using location groups in the reservation module, optimizing supply communications, and for future functionality, we've got bulk printing for cost quotes and enhanced profiling for security permissions. So we'll get on to now the new functionality in Dolphin. We've had over the last year, Dolphin's done quite a lot of work evolving around getting customers online. We've had quite a few of our customers looking at developing an online booking system and designing new websites. So you would have seen last year through a couple of our webinars, we've got a functionality called the web publishing module. We're now out there, as I said, our clients are now coming to us wanting, instead of developing everything from scratch and getting web developers, web designers in and plugging in our XML booking feeds, we've created a way using a third-party system called Sitefinity, which has taken on our booking engine, which is our reservation module, plugged this into the Sitefinity, which is a CRM program, to allow you to easily build your own website and have it as a booking website. So it's a quicker and easier functionality. Last year we showed you the product, which from the screenshot you would have seen on the left-hand screenshot, that would have been the functionality that we would have shown you last year. What I want to show you now is what we've actually created with our web designers called Wicked Code, using the web publishing module and the Sitefinity functionality. So I'm just going to switch over to that to show you. So we've had a third-party company called Wicked Code help us develop our website for the web publishing module, so we can show our clients. So this is something that you can get out of the web publishing module for your own benefit, for your own website. You can change around the look and feel. There's all different widgets in this. So the web publishing module, through this you'll be able to change your look and feel. You can design the website using quick and easy widgets that you can update, special promotions and so forth. With our destinations page, if you've got content in, as I said, we've got our destination page. So in here, if you load into your back office, this is dynamically, we're dynamically bringing information from the BMM across to your website. So we're just going to Spain to have a look at the area. So this will break it down then to location. From the location, we can click into the cities, and in here, this information, we've got the hotels that we've got with the areas pinpointed by the geocodes, which are in our vendor profiles. And then once we click on the hotel, this is the dynamic information being brought back from the vendor profiles in the BMM. And here you can see that the web designers have moved around how the information is shown. with the offers, the descriptions, the room types, and other things to do. All this information is presented in the reservation module, and as you can see, the difference between what is in the reservation module to what we have now, it is quite dramatic. So this is something that you can get out of the web publishing module. If you're looking at going online with a website and you want it to be bookable, come and speak to us and we can go through a demonstration on what we can actually help offer you and help you actually get online. So that's the web publishing module. The next functionality that we've got is having control over your profiles. A lot of our clients at the moment, know that we mentioned this before, are not aware at the moment about linking client profiles. Normally when you have a booking in the past, you would have had the main lead passenger profile. The lead passenger would have been the only passenger that you could have run reports on for statistic reports to see how much they've booked and what they've done over the past year. So what we've now allowed in the travel folder, if you click on the second or the third passenger in a booking and retrieve from the passenger tab their name, you'll find in the passenger details there's a linked client profile. In this section, if you click on the profile button, it will retrieve your profiles, and you can select the profile and link it to that. So what this allows, it allows passengers who are the second or third passenger to have in their statistic field the amount of the booking, the details of the travel folder. So it's allowing you to then run more detailed marketing campaigns and marketing promotions out to your client base. So just to to make you aware, we do have the functionality to allow you to link passenger profiles to other passengers in the travel booking instead of just the main passenger. The next functionality, the new functionality that's coming out, is related to do with the serve base and the payments being taken in Dolphin. Currently, to take Dolphin out of the scope of being PCI compliant, we're now introducing the serve-based payment page. And with this functionality, what will happen is when you create a credit card receipt, the new receipt, if you have the payment page switched on, which you will need to switch on with Sitefinity, when you go into the receipt, you click on a credit card and put in your Visa, the Visa details. When you go print the credit card, your agents will be presented with with a pop-up window, and this is the serve-based pop-up window that they will get. So it takes them out of Dolphin into serve-based, where they'll put the credit card information, the amount, and the address of the client into. And this will then process the payment at ServeBase itself. The colors on the ServeBase functionality that you're seeing on the screen are configurable, and we'll be able to help you change those if you do go with this functionality. Once the payment has been taken, a token will be created by ServeBase and will be sent back to Dolphin to populate the receipt. So in the receipt, you'll only see the last 4 digits and the authorization code and the sequence number. So this will now create a receipt. No credit card information has been put into Dolphin, so it's now taken us out of the PCI to having to be PCI compliant. So if you want to have the serve-based payment page functionality switched on, you will need to contact your serve-based account manager, and then once you have that turned on, you can contact us and we can proceed with configuring it for you. If you need more information, just contact us, either myself or the support desk after the webinar, and we can help you out with providing you more information. I'm now going to pass you over to my colleague Simon, who will continue on.
Okay, just following on from what Bradley said there is with regards to the new look and feels that we've shown you with regards to a consumer booking site. using the web publishing piece through Sitefinity, what it enables you to do is to actually embed some videos into the site as well. So if you've got either your own library of videos within your network, or you're going to use something like one of the video uploading systems such as YouTube, for example, then it's very easy just to drop that embedded code into the system, and so it would then render onto the screen for the client to be able to see an actual video of that property or that particular product. As you can see here, this left-hand side image is just based upon an extract from a YouTube page. So a lot of clients, that what they might start doing is use the bandwidth, the functionality, the ease of use for YouTube, upload the videos to that, create their own channel, their own YouTube channel, therefore add all their video content to it. And so all they need to do is then copy, or you need to just copy this embedded code into one of the auto marks that's within the vendor profile within the system, and that will then render that content onto the product search. So just to show you that, if I go back to a different location, as Brad obviously showed you, we can go into a number of different product locations according to what you have within your database. I'm just going to hit one here at Chiang Mai, and then we'll have the Mandarin Oriental. So it's going to have your normal content level, your images, your descriptions, your offers, everything like that you would want to have there. But what it will also be able to do is put in a video. So as you can see, I've got it called a gallery video, and then I click play. It's then just going to produce that on screen. There are some just configuration issues in terms of the size. I've just literally grabbed it as it is straight away. So as you see, you're using the bandwidth of YouTube to produce that video instead of running it necessarily straight off of your network or one of your servers. So it's a very easy way of just dropping in video into your content to produce to clients. Other functionality that we've added in, not so recent, but it's something that comes up with the help desk a number of times, is how do I make sure that we can search on one single destination and come back with a number of different results. So for example, if we're going to look at something like Channel Islands, clients are looking to go to the Channel Islands and not fussed whether it's Tenerife or Lanzarote, Gran Canaria, for example. They don't want to do individual searches. They just want to see what you've got available in the Channel Island, in the Canary Islands. Sorry. Then what you can do is you can create what's known as a group code, and then the system will search for results based upon that. And it can be set up in this way. So this is just showing you how that would work within our reservation pieces. So it would exactly the same apply on a consumer page as well. So just entering in London is obviously a pretty standard one anyway, but I'm just going to enter in Canary Islands. There you go. It's looking for that as a group, and then when we hit the search of the amount of passengers we want, we're going to then get a number of different results back for any flights that are travelling from London to any of the Canary Islands across a number of different suppliers. So it's looking at both low-cost carriers and GDS fares. So as you can see, we've got flights Gatwick to Tenerife, Gatwick to Lanzarote, to Gran Canaria. So it just means that in a single search you can hit a number of different destinations, and you can group those according to how you're then grouping your entire product. So it just makes it a lot easier of a search mechanism for you. The other areas that we can do is we can also add that into the ground-based products as well. So as you can see here, I've created one called New South Wales, and that features a number of different areas around the sort of Sydney-based location, but they would be in their own unique location codes. So if you wanted to look for Blue Mountains, for example, then you could search for that specifically. Alternatively, if you were looking for anywhere around Sydney as a destination point, then you can create a group code, and that will show you any hotels that come within that area. Some of the other functionality that we're adding into the system or we have added into the system that's not perhaps as well known is we've got a system called the Supply Reconfirmation or Extranet, and what that enables you to do is to configure your vendor profile so that when you remit an email to the supplier, it will have an embedded link in there, and that link will then allow the supplier to click on there, and that will bring up the details of the booking that they've been asked for, and what they can then do is either confirm or reject it with an appropriate confirmation code, whatever it's going to be, confirmation number, and it gives them time to do it, so they're not, they don't have to do it obviously within a set time frame. You know, it could be 7 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night. They've got access to that link, and it's an external link, so it's not within a certain network. It means that they can also drive an automatic response back into your BMM. So any time that they confirm or reject it, it's automatically going to update your travel folder with the appropriate message, and that can then in turn help drive your workflow of your booking. So, for example, you may want to have inbox rules that trigger to either the booking user to say that it's been rejected, or to go into more of perhaps a mail room for sending out an updated booking confirmation. So as you can see here, what we've done is this very simple tick box that needs to be turned on, and then there's a bit of configuration within the site details of the system, but that will embed the link, as you can see on here, embed a link to an email, and then when the user or the supplier clicks on that link, they get presented with this kind of screen whereby they can then go through and confirm the details, the rate, etc. that's necessary on that, and they can choose to enter a reference number, confirmation number as needed. So it just makes a lot more of a sort of touchless environment, rather than having to service so many responses from your suppliers. Then they can actually update the booking directly. Other areas that we've done within the documentation for fulfillment is we're in the process of extending our bulk printing scheduler so that it can then include quotation documents. So currently it will allow you to schedule invoices and booking confirmations, but we're actually going to be extending that to allow you to put in for quotation. So again, when you're giving quotes to clients, you don't need to necessarily, or your users don't necessarily need to hit that print quote button. The system would take care of that, so it could do it every sort of 5-10 minutes, or you could round them up at the end of the night and then trigger those off to the client. Other areas that we're looking to introduce is around the area of security profiling, and this has come about because a lot of clients have said to us that setting up additional users is a time-consuming process of having to go through and configure every single area of permissions that particular user can have. And so what we're doing is we're kind of leveraging some of the functionality that we have in the system around how to profile our user profiling for reports and for inbox, all that kind of mechanism, and then extend that over to having security profiles. So what that will enable you to do is create a profile of what access levels this kind of job can do, this role will do, and then you'll assign that profile to the user login. So it just means that it will enable you to manage your user logins a lot easier and be a lot quicker to set up any new ones that you might have. Okay, so there's quite a few things that we've been working on. There's a few things that we wanted to just reiterate to you that has got functionality within the system that don't always come up, you know, through our webinars, but it quite often come up through any meetings that we have for new functionality or the help desk present, and obviously we. Continuing to make sure that the system is as up to date, as current as possible within the industry, within the marketplace. We're having new developments done by clients as necessary as well. So you know we're trying to make sure that the system that we can offer you still remains as cutting edge as possible as you would need it. So there will be a lot of other new pieces of functionality that go into the system over the course of this next year and 2014, and obviously we'll be updating you through that course as they come in. Please make sure that you keep your eye on the release notes that we have. It's a really vital piece of information that you can gain to see what's in there. Okay, so at this stage, is there any questions that anyone has?
Yeah, from me, please.
Okay, go ahead.
The idea of having the confirmation come back from the hotel.
Yeah.
Do you know when you're possibly going to be releasing that future announcement?
To confirm, yeah, that's available now.
Yeah, the reconfirmation page that I showed you, that is actually available now. That's under the current functionality. It's just a question of having to configure it onto your version of BMM and your platform. Okay. Any other questions anyone has?
I had one regarding the serve-based payment page.
Okay.
You mentioned that it was possible to work with tokens on that. So am I correct in thinking that after you have processed a payment through the serve-based hosted page and the payment history has been logged into Dolphin, if a sales consultant wants to make a second payment a week later on the same card, they can actually select that without having to collect all the information from the client again?
Yeah, at the moment, in the release at the moment, it's the token is actually done on a transaction basis, so it will be confirmed per transaction into the folder, so then you can refund against that token. Okay. What we are going to be introducing is a client token, so then what you've just described, where you can today take a payment for the client and then next week use that same token, that client token, to take payment for another one without having to take the card details. That's in the process of being developed. So at this point in time, it's not available, but in the near future, it will be developed and released. So make sure you keep an eye on the release notes to see when that's available.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Sorry,
but the existing one could be used to refund against that same card.
Exactly. Well, it will be refunded against that transaction for that transaction. Okay. That's right. Well,
at this stage, just like to thank everyone for joining us today. It's good to see that so many of our clients are just interested in what's upcoming, what additional functionality they may be able to use, perhaps they weren't so aware of. But as I said, we will be uploading the presentation to our LinkedIn groups, and we'll obviously send out this presentation to you by email as well. But if there's no further questions, just again thank you for joining today, and have a nice day.